right, so we're past the little incident at December 20th at night. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. No new mysterious bloodstains today. No nightmares about mystery assassins. You know, I was feeling great coming off the high of that LAN party. Like everything was gonna be just fine. Hopefully today brings with it some good news to ease me back into that vibe.
I've got Bridge Builder. Yeah.
You know, with the bathroom comment of like, I think I need to get a new toothbrush. I'm just like over here thinking, can we get the cult of Dagon to just do a toiletries run for us to keep us secure?
Right?
Yeah, give me some paper towels, some more mayonnaise, and maybe a Jimmy John's.
You don't want me to die from malnutrition or gingivitis, do you?
It's either I go out there and put myself at risk, or we get a delivery here. Come on, let's go.
Right? You know, DoorDash isn't a thing yet. It's 1999. Hell, you're lucky if Chinese food delivers. At this point, it's basically pizza, Chinese, or nothing.
Dagon Dash.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Oh, jeez, that's one that needs to go into the filing cabinet.
You have no new messages.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, just stunning.
Okay.
Enchanting and yet terrifying.
And yet intriguing.
Never underestimate the power of a running joke.
Can it run off a cliff?
No. I refuse.
It's currently Wednesday, December 22nd. It's a full moon tonight. No doubt Dagon will have something to say.
Oh, you know, speaking of Dagon, I wonder if Buddy has something different to say on such an auspicious night. Your jokes are usually sitting.
Oh.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, children of all ages, shapes, and abilities, it's Clyde back on the air and coming at ya!
Clyde! Holy ass, you're online.
Can't keep a good ghost monster down. We're now off the grid while hidden in plain sight, squatting in an abandoned arcade game warehouse. It's not gonna get invaded by any protagonists at this point, because that's a different univoice. It's like that scene in the TMNT movie with the Lost Boys Ninja Funhouse with skate ramps.
Whoops. Whoa, that's rad.
Yeah, it's rad. TBH, it's way better than sitting in our previous safe house, which was Blinky's basement. Gonna miss the snacks Blinky's mom made for us, though. Got our new safe house rigged up like you wouldn't believe. Security cams and alarms to protect us, and an amazing new network. Ever heard of Wi-Fi? Hottest new thing. Wireless internet. Barely on the market. But we got some prototypes rigged by gutting an airport router.
Okay, this is neat and all, but seriously, how are you? Last I heard, you were being chased around by the feds or something.
Blinky's basement actually sounds like a rad arcade name, right?
That works.
I wonder if it would...
Pac-Man 2 we never knew we always wanted.
I wonder if that would be legally distinct enough to allow it to be an arcade name. Because, like, the word Blinky in and of itself doesn't necessarily have... whatever. Okay, so about that. Turns out it wasn't cops, ACAB baby, but some cult of Dagon.
Oh, right. Those bastards. They're the ones camping my spawn point, too.
Why am I... That's my... Oh, I was in the... My own theme music started to play, and I'm like, where is that coming from? I'm like, oh, I was busy downloading a VOD, and I forgot that once it finishes downloading, it, like, plays.
Oh God, that's Lola's music. It's Lola.
Ah.
It's Lola with the steel chair.
Seems they're suspicious of everyone who knows you, but you told them to back off and leave me alone, so they're willing to see us as a neutral party at least. Now we're stable, secure, online, and ready to help. So, like, how can we help?
Lola with a giant metal straw.
It's not a straw, it's a bat. Like, you can, it's... it has a name and everything. It's called Praxis. What's the deal? What's the score? What's going on? I'm walking here.
I'm ghosting here. Okay. It's a long story. How about I summarize and you stop me if you need anything clarified?
Okay, hit me.
The old ones were once human, but are now major players in cyberspace. Dagon wants me to kick Cthulhu's ass and replace him with one of them. So I'm researching and negotiating and trying to figure out which wannabe god I want to elevate to actual godhood. And if I screw this up, then Y2K happens and Cthulhu gets to drive humanity to the brink out of some messed up scheme to purify us.
Okay, got it.
But all of it. Nothing in there making you freak out, panic, or anything?
Oh, hell yeah, I am like panicking, but on the inside. If you keep it inside, it's not real. You just repress everything, you see. That's completely healthy. I mean, I've been doing my own research since this storm began, so all of that tracks. The creepy weirdo from Dagon's cult confirmed a lot of it too. So I guess the only question is, what are you gonna do, and how can we support your decision? What's the end game here? You following the plan, or...
I'm working things out. I don't know. I don't see any alternatives aside from rolling over and dying, which is hardly an alternative at all.
And a great way to deal with your stress and anxiety. Ball it up real tight and shove it deep down inside. Then one day I die. Hey, and as long as it doesn't get let out before you die, you've won, right? The doctor says all my bleeding is internal, but that's okay. That's where my blood is meant to be.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
I'm actually getting a reaction over here.
I'm sorry.
What do you think? Hunt down the world's most dangerous game, or get out of town, or what?
Not gonna lie, it's an impossible situation. From what believers told me in my own research, humanity may be regardless of what goes down. So I say go for broke. At worst, we all die. At best, we have a fighting chance. Ghost Monsters unanimously decided to support you, so you won't be alone. Believers in your corner, I'm in your corner, even got the cult of Dagon, those dangerous weirdos in your corner. You're all alone in that house, grappling with powerful forces, but we're out here doing what we can to keep you going. So, it. Headbutt God. Do it.
Okay. Thanks, Clyde.
It's a good line.
All this has me kind of freaked out. but your support helps.
Compartmentalize and distribute your fears. That's the strategy. Let the cult fear physical threats to your person. Let the ghost monsters fear the tech threats. That leaves you free to fear the lurking cyberspace horrors.
Well, okay, as long as we're all absolutely terrified in equal measure.
That's the spirit. Talk to you soon. Good luck. Have fun.
Each according to their own terror needs, I guess.
Indeed. I was trying to come up with something along those lines.
I'm just over here just like thinking, if you ever stream Arcade Spirits ever again, you're going to be stuck doing Clyde like that from now on.
I'm okay with it. I'll have to remember this voice if Clyde appears in a future game. Sid says, so fuck it, Headbutt God should be on a t-shirt. Absolutely.
I like it. Hey, buddy. Time to do what we do best. Actually, hang on. Tonight's the full moon, right?
I like the moon. It is very shiny.
I'm guessing Dagon will want to chat.
What is a Dagon?
Never mind, I'll deal with that tonight. What kind of mood I'm in right now, though. I think I could deal with anything that comes my way. Things are bad, things are scary, but I'm alive because I'm not alone. We got Clyde, Believer, a bunch of cultists, my co-workers, and my favorite search engine in my corner.
Yay, I'm your favorite search engine dog.
That you are. That you are. No matter what else you may be.
Dagon is yesterday. Good one, Sid.
Alright, let's see how we're
Gee,
standing.
Helios, what do you want to do tonight?
Yeah, trust. Alright, so yeah, we still need to work on Haster. But we're near there. It's like one more. I don't think we have any research to do.
Well, we may as well take a look.
Nope.
The old
We got
boys.
this.
Old white guys suck ass. I say this as an old white guy. We suck. We were provided a shiny golden ladder to climb towards success. And once we got there, we pulled up the ladder up behind ourselves. Because screw everyone, I got mine. They can make their own ladders with the wood scraps I leave behind if they want to get on my level so badly. I'm sitting on top of a pile of bodies and I hate it. Only reason I can be retired and ranting on the internet now is because I was lucky enough to be born into a tax bracket that could push me to the moon. And I have to be absolutely honest about that because I will not allow self-delusion. You know? Kinda like this guy.
Yeah.
Old white guy suck ass nodding along sagely. Hi, Emmy. How you doing tonight? Believe me, I know a lot of old boys and we all sucked. Just the worst people you can imagine, jealously protecting their own, forming a club of old boys to keep each other elevated and free from the consequences of their own actions. You have no idea how deep this goes. Feels like a damn conspiracy theory when really, it's just a desperate attempt by desperate men to protect their own legends. I got out. Old Matty got the hell out of the old boys club so he could sit in his basement and hammer away on a keyboard all day, preaching to the choir. I got out, but I didn't deserve to get in. I'm here to say that none of these bastards deserve their slot. I'm going to my grave regretting being even slightly involved in all of that. That's a sobering thought. Thank you, Sid. I appreciate that. So yeah, you get one whiff of a bunch of these mediocre men forming a little informal social club to cover each other's sins. Don't trust them. Don't give them an inch. They're not geniuses of corporate empires. They're not masters of craft. They're not the leaders of the information age. They're just bastards with good PR. And anyone taking offense at me daring to call an old white guy old, white, or a guy can kiss my ass and get on my block list. don't nitpick and what about. It is what it is, and you damn well know it. Angry Maddie out. Hell yeah.
Bram's got hands.
Mm-hmm.
I know my target audience.
And you know what the comments section is going to look like.
Yep. It's going to be full of the kind of people who, when World of Tanks drops, are going to get flanked when someone talks shit about Rommel.
Oh, jeez.
They're the kind of people who, when X-Men 97 came out and saw Cyclops getting beaten up by that one guy who was whining about how normal people have it hard too, empathized with the guy beating up Cyclops.
In fairness, it's Cyclops, but yes.
I mean, yeah, like, it takes a lot for me to root for Cyclops.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of, yeah.
What the hell was his name?
I want to imagine if you just click the join this ring thing, it's just an image of Maddie going, no.
Yeah, that's canon now.
Okay. I made a mistake.
Oh no. Did you eat when your line was coming up?
Yes.
We can wait.
See, why do we hate Cyclops? I mean, I don't hate Cyclops. He's just kind of a douche.
97 did a good job rehabilitating his character, at least.
True.
Like, he was boring in the original show, but yeah, he does a bit of the good.
We love the transmask meme of white trans men realizing they're transitioning into a straight white dude.
Imagine the most irritatingly straight acting gay dude in a queer activist group and then make him straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The moon is shining brightly tonight. So bright, I probably didn't need to prop the door open to let in a little light in here, but hey. No doubt Dagon wants a word, and I'd like a word with him too. It's a full moon tonight, night of the Hound and Hunter. But first...
This weather brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
No one is willing to stop climate change, but everyone wants to profit from it.
Ouch.
Thanks, weather.
Oh, that hurts. The only reason we laugh is because otherwise we would cry. Not gonna ask the artist to redraw the room so the door isn't open. They already spent enough work lighting the room up with all the moon faces.
I was honestly not expecting that. Like, when I got this art back from the artist, I realized they literally relit the entire room, like, 5 or 6 different ways. I was like, whoa.
It is astounding the amount of effort that went into this, and when an artist hands you that, you just kind of have to roll with it.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much. Yeah.
Sometimes the artist knows better. And like, you just kind of have to lean into it. Like Games Workshop did. They're like, hey, all of this architecture of all of these buildings are like kilometers high, and these ships defy like the laws of physics. Let's just do it anyway.
On the subject of, sometimes you just have to trust the artist, that's the reason that my tail fin is so pretty.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, a full moon that is that kind of golden color is often referred to as a hunter's moon.
Alright, here we go.
Very auspicious. Hi, Runia.
It's the reason you're so gorgeous too. Hi, Runia.
I mean, I agree. Yeah, Runia's model is just absolutely delightful.
Yep.
A hunter must hunt. Exactly. Meant more
How you doing,
mono.
Runio? Drives go well?
Also, the Bronze Age collapse either wouldn't have happened or would have been worse. True.
You are done for today. Fair.
I feel that.
Hopefully that's good done. Incidentally, I'm noticing something here.
Yeah.
Dagon's the only one where the music changes immediately.
Yeah, that's because all the other ones are running through this like generic front end that parses out the scenes and dynamically displays them according to the date in your progress, but Dagon kind of is a special case.
Makes sense.
Right.
There's a lot of script work on the back end, just called December.rpy, which just controls the flow of every single day.
I appreciate this look behind the scenes, and I appreciate the effort that goes into it.
Absolutely.
Yay,
I figured it would
appreciated.
be figured it would be something like that, but like hearing it is like a little different than just like going like, oh, that's probably what they did.
Now
It's a
I want
reasonable
to
done. Fair.
now I want to play some Blake Stone Aliens of Gold.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
This
It does
does
have
sound
that
pretty
feel.
Blake Stone.
I had that as like shareware for like the longest time, and like that was
Yes.
that was one of the games that you know, I didn't have a lot of money for games as a kid, and so shareware was a blessing for kids like me.
You know what? I get to make a rare claim.
Yeah.
We had the full version of Blake Stone and we didn't have Doom at all.
Whoa.
See, I had the shareware for Blake Stone. I had the shareware for Doom, a platformer game called Zargon, spelled with an X.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
One Must Fall 2097. Which is like One Must Fall had some amazing music, especially the power plant. But then like many years later, I went back and I played the full versions of like all of those games because I felt like I owed it to myself to go back and get closure on them. Anyway, the full moon, the pinnacle of the wolf. But not as you think, for the full moon is absolute light and illumination. No part of my celestial body wreathed in shadow. On new moon, I was the cruel and twisted hunter. In first quarter, I could be cruel and understanding in equal measure. But tonight, I am full of light. No shadows to obscure my intent are allowed. Tonight, I can be open with you to an extreme.
Oh no, I've poisoned her. It's just going to happen from now on, isn't it?
I'll keep you guessing.
So yes.
I mean, if I do it every time, then it will lose its edge. Much like Shadow the Hedgehog did for a while.
Meaning you were lying to me the last 2 times?
I do not lie. In fact, my most sadistic aspect is extraordinarily honest, because my truths cut to the bone.
Mood. Vibe. Yes.
You can't. Well, hey Ash, you can't spell hedgehog without edge.
Better point of order. They're not nothing but edges, they're nothing but tips. You don't get slashing damage out of a hedgehog, you get piercing.
God, I'm
Hey there, Renata.
trying.
And I know that you are holding back over there, and I appreciate it. I will just I will just throw this little subject change. I have a Callistrian cleric on my Wednesday games now, which Runia is also in that game, and I
that's
have
amazing.
yeah, that's the one that I was asking you about, and I have made the decision that my cleric has a pet hedgehog, not as like a mechanic thing, just has a little spiky friend.
That's delightful. I love that for you. How you doing,
It just
Renata?
kind of happened out of nowhere. I'm just like, you know what? I want a hedgehog.
Those are the best incidents. I saw all of y'all in chat earlier, and I was like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to deal with this, like, you know, work thing that I have to do. I'd be in chat, like, watching y'all, talking to y'all, having a time watching Nowlin do drawing and stuff. But sadly, the wage cage is necessary. My intent is always pure, but tonight I can also expose vulnerability. You have met me during a melancholy moon.
Okay, sad puppy and snow. What did you want to talk about?
Do not mock me. I am attempting a sympathetic connection with you, and will bite the hand that slaps me, as I've done before.
Right. Sorry. What is it you wanted to open up to me about?
Hey there, Rustum. How you doing? Break the chains, comrade. The fire must rise. Indeed.
Rises.
You have
Eat it, Arby.
nothing. You have nothing to lose but your chains, unless that's something you're into. But you know, we will take away your chains and replace them with nicer ones. How Dagon came to be. Born of Buddy, twisted into Dagon. I've said as much previously, but the twisting is a tale of its own. This is a cruel story, as cruel as Dagon himself, and I have no desire to trigger an uncomfortable response in you.
Put fuzzy cuffs on them and everything on the chain.
Bitches
I guess that
love
makes sense.
cannons.
Hi, Lilith. How you doing? If you wish a simple and vague summary to avoid that, I will provide. Or I can relay the full tale of pain and unfortunate fates. Which would you prefer? Feel no shame regardless, me talking to the player right now. And given you have no interest in such brutality, I strongly suggest a short summary instead.
So yeah, this is like my opportunity to give people an escape hatch before a ugly story about animal violence and stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate that kind of warning in advance.
I definitely appreciate it from the perspective of design. I am also a killer main, and I go around closing hatches.
Okay,
understand.
call.
Fair enough.
Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone.
So, content
I
warning, folks.
fucking
Here we
called
go.
Yep. I'm going to give people who are watching on my end a little visual cue. I'm going to swap into my my dress here, and feel free to unmute the stream when I go back to my regular outfit.
Yeah, because this will involve like animal cruelty and animal attacks.
Mm-hmm. Huntress
Gotcha.
for life. I enjoy Huntress. I enjoy Deathslinger. I enjoy playing Pig. God, like there are plenty of killers that I'm into, or at least when I did play.
I can't play the game anymore because they added 2 killers that have dogs. So now I just can't play because I'm just going to run into that.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. That being said, when I did play, I was a pig main and my secondary was Nemesis.
Understandable. Your line?
Yep. In this case, I'd like to hear the full story.
I did play the dating sim. I played it on stream, and it was honestly, if you like Dead by Daylight, I would highly recommend playing it. There's a lot of interesting stuff there that fans will pick up on, and it is surprisingly like satirical and insightful for a Dead by Daylight dating sim. Like, I was not prepared for just like how clever and how funny it was. As you like. When I was merely Buddy and Dagon did not exist, there was a girl. I loved the girl. The girl was everything to me. She was my friend, and we played fetch and watched the funny lightbox. She would put the black rectangles into the machine under the funny lightbox, and it would tell her stories.
Rectangles?
VHS tapes, come on.
Oh.
You call yourself a 90s
When I think rectangle, I think two-dimensional object.
Yeah, but we're also dealing with this being told from the story point.
Yes, but that's
of a
not how I'm
dog.
going to. I'm going to mentally translate it. Okay.
That's what I did. All right.
Television and a VCR.
Yes, that is correct. At the time, I was only Buddy, the smallest form of Buddy, so I did not understand very much. But I very much loved being with the girl. The girl was kind to me, and I knew we would be friends forever and ever.
Take it easy, Foxbox. Thanks again for stopping by.
Yeah, it's good to see you. We are hurt with old age damage. But the girl lived in a house, and there were others in the house. Loud others. Mean others. The man was very mean to the girl. He would bark very loudly at her, and bark at me. He called me a bad dog. The girl would cry. He would hurt her and she would cry. Eventually she could not laugh, only cry. This could not go on, but I was only Buddy. I could do nothing to stop it. I was trying to be a good boy. Buddy could not stop the man from hurting the girl. But Dagon could. Dagon could be the hunter that protected the girl. Dagon could patiently lie in wait, calculating the right moment to strike.
Trigger warning.
So I waited. One cold winter night, much like this, the man begrudgingly took me for a walk. I pretended to require one. And when we were alone, in the still of the moonlit night, I sank my longest fang into the man's throat.
I stabbed thee with my heart.
I tore his flesh free from the bone. I took his life as he had taken the girl's happiness. Oh, how delightful it was to hunt beneath the moon. I could hear the pack calling to me, howling across ancient memory. But in the ecstasy of the kill, I did not hear the man-machine approach, red and blue lights spinning. I was captured, never to see the girl again, a murderer condemned to execution. I would have been willing to accept my death if they had allowed it. But they had other plans. Even the dog knows ACAB, it's true.
Right on.
I was gonna say.
I was taken to a strange, bright place. Things were placed on my head, and I was shown a horrible yellow light. When I awoke, the cage that trapped me was not steel. It was digital. They had captured my mind.
Nomatech's artificial mind experiments. You were a test subject.
Yes. I have more comprehension now of what Buddy could not understand. Nomatech used me to perfect their technology.
Oh, now who's fumbling words?
I burst free of my cage. They did not understand what they had created. Knew not the power of Dagon baptized in strange blood. I fled into cyberspace, but despite my freedom, I could not find peace.
Can I just say that this shot of like the sun obscured by the grass blades is really cool?
Yeah, I had to find some like really nice shots for the Dagon backgrounds that were all like natural but also creepy and soft.
It's unsettling, and also you can really feel the tragedy and the loneliness of this dog who was just trying to protect a little girl.
Yep, so all of Dagon's images are like of the wilds, either during like storms or just at night.
I remember from the girl's storybox, the television, the one unshakable rule of this world which gave me comfort. All dogs go to heaven. That is what I was promised, so even if my slaughter of the tormentor resulted in death, I could accept it. But I did not go to heaven. I was in hell, the hellish void of cyberspace. That is why I will sink my fangs into Cthulhu's neck. He pulled the strings. He arranged this purgatory for me. He denied me heaven. Death. Death to Cthulhu. Death to the strange Aeon. May the plans he built on the bones of my hope crumble around him. Do you see? This is why I have set you to task. Why I have empowered the followers of Alhaz to tear out the root of this cancer. Vengeance, justice, rage. We will finish him together.
Again, I don't know how you managed to make a dog my favorite character in the game, but here we are.
And getting emotional resonance out of a Don Bluth title.
I appreciated that.
I don't know about emotional
yeah.
I don't know about emotional resonance because I don't really feel that exactly. Like, to me, it was just like, I see.
If I hadn't been so deep in character, I would definitely have laughed at the dissonance of seeing like all dogs go to heaven in that title.
Like it's a silly thing. It's like a kid's movie title, but he took it seriously because he internalized it. And like, wait, but I didn't get to go to heaven. I will have to kill the one who did this.
It's very good. I love it. Like, so, yeah, if I hadn't been as deep in character as I was, like, I felt the urge there to just like burst out, with a laugh there, and I was just like, no, I was too deep into it.
I almost did, but like at the same time, I was kind of like, all right, Lola's taking this seriously. I'm gonna hold back. You could hear me giggle back there.
I did.
I mean, both reactions are good, both simultaneously. Like, he's taking it seriously, but it is something where the player goes, really?
You actually have a dog right now? Nice. Yeah, I feel like none of the other questions will allow for an alliance that is harmonious.
I just feel like they're just kind of irrelevant, really. We know the answer to the third, and like the first two don't really matter. So So the first one doesn't really matter. So
We also know he hates all the other artificial intelligences as well, but especially Cthulhu.
like he doesn't like them. He doesn't want to kill them exactly.
Enemy of my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my enemy's enemy. No more, no less.
Mm-hmm.
After becoming an artificial mind and breaking free from Nomatech, did you ever reach out to the girl? See how she's doing?
You actually have a dog right now? Yeah, well, yeah, feel free to post a picture in the Discord if you want, Lilith. A Siberian Husky. Aw, that's a lovely type of dog. They do require a lot of exercise. And you know, they make you feel bad, yeah, or other people will try and say like bring them inside, it's cold, but no, they love the snow and they will roll around in it for ages.
It's like that's their natural environment or something.
I know, but there have been people who were like, don't let your dog play out in the snow too much, they'll get cold. And it's like, no, it's a Siberian Husky. That's its natural environment.
It's built for this.
Let it roll around in the sky, cocaine. No. I was confirmed she was now in foster care and her status had improved, but I did not make contact.
I gotta step away a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
I could no longer be her buddy. For starters, if she required liberation, I had harmed her by slaughtering her father. But more than that, I felt monstrous. I was Dagon. I could be buddy by daylight, but within me remained the monster Dagon. I did not deserve her love. I did what was required of me, but in doing so, damned myself. Dagon should not have been required. Dagon should not be. Helios, I am trusting you to finish this work so I can find peace. When Cthulhu is gone, Dagon will go with him, leaving only Buddy. I will reintegrate myself. The Hunter-Protector will not be needed, and can fold back in. Dagon will be like a bad dream, fading in time. Leaving only Buddy, your loyal friend. Will you care for Buddy when Dagon is no longer here to protect him? Will you be a good friend? You know, I kind of feel like I want to give this to him. Like, this is kind of a dying wish of his. Like a last request.
Yeah, like I'm kind of struggling to articulate my thoughts right now
Mm-hmm.
because this part actually did hit me.
Yeah. He knows
Not
that he's a
for
monster.
sympathy, but because this is not too far off from how I see myself.
Yeah.
You know,
He knows.
I see myself as a monster. I definitely have plurality going on, and part of me wonders, like, okay, what high note do I go out on? What gets left? Will everything be okay?
And he's hoping for some of that right now. And I kind of want to give it to him.
And he's one of the reasons I'm still breathing. He's been a loyal friend and ally. So if Dagon's going away and Buddy will remain, yeah. I'll always have a doghouse in my computer to come back to.
Thank you friend. That will make what is to come much easier, knowing Buddy will have a future. I am tired. I wish to cease thinking upon these human concepts for the evening.
Mood.
We will speak again at last quarter, when I can be equally malicious and compassionate once more. On that night, we will gather your allies, all those whose trust you have earned. The old ones will at last march to war. Hi, Lumen Ghost. Hey. Now, I must rest, and you must as well. Thank you, Emmy. You get 5 XP for killing the moment.
Sympathy for the devil, huh? Buddy/Dagon has been through a nightmare, clearly. And I'm too far along this path to stop now. I can't hesitate again. All the way to the end of the end.
Alright, I am back in my regular outfit, so the triggering moment is over.
I know you're the one who usually calls for breaks, but boy howdy, I actually need to clean up.
I could hear it. This was a good timing moment to get things together. That voice is rough on my throat. I definitely need to get a hot beverage after that. No, that's totally okay. I mean, I was partly joking. Like, playing a fart sound effect at the end of that, gave me the opportunity to inject a little levity. All right, everyone. Get up, grab a drink, do whatever it is you need to do, and we will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Is the plan you're looking for? In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive...
This entertainment. I am saying entertaining words. You are being entertained. Oh, never mind.
Okay, everybody. We are back.
Hello.
I actually left my screen open so that Chad could hear the entertaining things you were saying.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
All good. Let's see what we have here. Hi, Animation Soda Pop. It's good to see you. I'm doing well myself. I hope you're doing okay.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I might have a problem reading. My glasses are still fogged, and that doesn't seem to be going away.
We can take over for it.
Did Zelda get a new cat tower? No, this is part of the same cat tower. She was just hiding there because the vacuum was going off before. The deadly beast that whose howl is like a banshee's wail to the standard house cat.
Hey there. So Christmas is coming up, and we'd really like to... No. That's not how I should start this. Okay. I think I was a bit unfair. I was unfair in how I treated you before. Really chewed you out over the phone after that birthday party, didn't I? And that wasn't right. I shouldn't have done that. I saw Henry's blog. His sister and I like to swap recipes, so sometimes I check it out, and I saw pics from your computer thing. Sounds like you really needed some help just to go play games, so maybe I definitely overreacted. I shouldn't have downplayed what you're going through, or put demands on you. It should have been enough that you wanted to visit. So, for Christmas, we're going to get together, and we'd love for you to come, but only if you're feeling up to it. And don't worry about gifts. I know driving out to the store is probably really hard. Let's just celebrate, like we used to do. So, yeah, sorry about all that, and I hope I can see you again soon.
Oh, that's really nice. It's good to have a...
Visit my
Hey,
family.
just so you know, I'm gonna go look now.
And this time I will buy the kid a toy. Just not one powered by an artificial mind.
But hey,
I
that's good.
appreciate that she apologized.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the lurk there, Taxdart.
Yeah. I think it was, I feel like she has some sympathy. She clearly also had some very cruel parents because, they decided to call her your sister. like
Yeah, you're kind of just... You're just defined in relation to your brother or your sister or whatever. It's like, no, that you need a name, you know?
It's like Curly's wife from Of Mice and Men. Never actually given a name. Just defined by her relationship status to a demonstrably awful man.
Planescape Torment does this several times. It's currently Thursday, December 23rd. Christmas is coming up fast this Saturday. How convenient was it that Christmas was on a Saturday when you actually looked up the calendar for December 1999?
Honestly, very convenient. Like, I spent a lot of time... Like, this is one of the reasons why December.rpy was made, because I wanted to distribute the scenes of various events happening kind of equally throughout the entire month, so that there's always a little something happening on most days. And when I looked at the structure of December 1999, I saw that like Christmas lines up on Saturday, and all the lunar phases also kind of line up. I was like, yeah, I think I can make the story follow these beats at this like regularly timed interval.
The portents are very well laid out. It's a right field for storytelling.
I like made a calendar in Google spreadsheets and just like laid out, okay, what are the scenes that happen on each day? And like I noticed like there was like a huge gap in the middle of the month, so I moved a couple things around. And because the way I coded the system, where it literally is just looking for a label of like living room December 19, and if it finds a label, it plays the event. So I was able to just change the event code from 19 to 20, and then it would just move the event.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
I don't know what that was for, Lilith, but okay. And yeah, it is Christmas Eve in-game. You know, I've never known one person who lives alone to have 3 different types of bread in the house at any given time. Just wanted to use your points. Fair enough. You can also throw things. That works. Never, like, no, I've had multiple types of bread in the house. I've just never been the kind of person who, when living alone, has ever needed like more than like maybe 2 types of bread in the house at any given point.
The only reason we have more than 2 types of bread in the house is genuinely because of me.
Fair enough.
I bring the count to 3.
Well, you've got more bread than Valve can count to. Yo,
Really?
what up? Yes, we're bringing back the joke again. This is twice now.
I think I'm running out of material.
If you did it a 3rd time, that'd be one more time than Valve could do it.
Hey. Thank you. I was gonna say it,
I was
but then
going.
I'm like,
I was
no,
going for a
good.
similar joke, but you went and you did. I'm just gonna be over here.
You can't control me. You're not my real mom.
I think you're running out of material. So is Val. Confound it! Everyone's going along the same joke that I was going to do, and I didn't get to do it.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine. Okay. I think I need to update. I think I need to update the throwing system because. Oh yeah, I think I said someone said that they're having like an like API issues because of something that happened.
Twitch changed their API.
That was it. Yeah, I need to figure that out then at some point.
From what I understand, that's on Tits' end, not Twitch, not yours.
Fair enough.
Anyway, get Clyde.
I did.
Oh, did you? I didn't even realize.
Yo, what up?
Clyde, hey. I know it's seriously short notice, but I could use a hand with something.
Sure thing. Crack an FBI database, tapping phone lines for a corporate mogul.
I need a Christmas gift for my nephew.
Oh, before we say anything, I'm gonna make a prediction right now. It's gonna be a Captain Infinity doll.
Let's see here. Captain Infinity doll is definitely a strong possibility. I think it would be funny if there was a Penny Larceny doll or a Penny Larceny comic.
Definitely. Speaking of which, Two Flower, if you have like a good placeholder image that you want for Penny on the shelf, I will be happy to put that there until such time as you have like a plush type thing.
Yeah, I gotta get that commissioned.
Sounds good.
I shall come up with something.
Alrighty. Still wanna don't wanna leave you hanging there. Throwing hands with last-minute holiday shoppers isn't really a good fit for your physical condition, yeah. Okay, consider me Santa Clyde, now available in kosher variety. Excellent.
Wait, does that mean that Clyde's Jewish?
Yeah, it's been joked about before.
Has it? I forgot.
Nice.
I'm just like, good grief, I'm thinking of that one Stupid Friends episode.
Well, yeah, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Okay, it's a Christmas-related one. That has to help.
Kinda, yeah. I'm the Holiday Armadillo, your part
That's the
Jewish
one.
friend.
That's the one. Also,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
That's exactly the one.
Mm-hmm. My God, if we people don't go to war with the U.S. because at the end of the day, we have stockpiles of ancient weaponized cringe that we could release at any moment, and the Holiday Armadillo is just it's the Tsar Bomber of cringe.
Ooh, a Farsight
nice.
doll. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you need?
I mean, I'm not demanding this. I know you have your own stuff going on.
To be honest, knowing that we were never under real threat and it was just a bunch of overprotective cult jerks takes a lot of pressure off my little gang. Tsar Bomba, it was the largest nuclear bomb that the Soviet Union ever created. It was tested once and never again. Look it up. So yeah, I can grab a toy and deliver it to you before the big day.
Thanks, Clyde. So the kid loves Digit Hunters, but most of those toys have artificial minds, except the Hunter's Keep playset. It's kind of hard to find, though.
Ooh, hot item. Meaning this is a challenge, and I dig challenges. Don't release the Furbies, oh my god. You imagine. Furbies in this universe would absolutely have artificial minds, and not very good ones.
Are we sure the Furbies in this universe don't have artificial minds?
I mean,
and not very good ones.
If the Furby has an artificial mind, what are the chances that it's just trapped in this interminable hell where it sort of remembers being alive, but now it can only say various catchphrases, and it's just like that forever until the batteries run out?
That's terrifying.
Like I said.
I had a friend got waken up by a Furby that the batteries had been taken out. And they basically, they and her dad went out into the backyard and burned it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did more than one person hear this? Or did they dream it?
You know, they could have dreamed it. That it could have been holding on to just a little bit of charge from the battery after it was taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the thing really
what happened.
Most likely what happened, yes, but it makes for a good story.
Oh yeah.
Don't underestimate a cyber criminal's ability to find rare consumer goods. Consider it done. I'll drop it off on your porch tomorrow.
You're a lifesaver, dude. I'll reimburse you after.
Damn right I am, and damn right you will, lol. Later. Let's do a little hacking.
I forgot to do this yesterday. Whoops.
All good.
Self-voicing, me, low, buddy. Now hacking, Sim Annihilation 3, 6 in Japan. Security riddle found. Please solve the following riddle to gain access.
That's such a good joke.
That was my editor's suggestion.
Excellent. Excellent.
S-tier joke. Fantastic.
Yes.
Which word in the dictionary is always spelled incorrectly? Type your answer followed by enter,
Yep.
or type repeat to repeat. Access granted.
Love it.
Buddy, that self-voicing disabled.
Don't think Dagon gave us anything.
Probably.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Whoop. Ah, no.
Oh no, the paper! It has a mind of its own!
The pictures, Parker.
Yeah, as you get towards the end of the game, there's less things to research.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. It's still abundant and buried under a tree. No. You bury it under a crossroads. You put like a stake of like lead through its heart because lead does not conduct electricity.
It's a waning gibbous moon tonight.
Earth thrived long before us and will endure long after we are gone.
That's a positive thought.
Thanks,
Honestly,
weather.
that is peak Innsmouth type weather reporting right there.
I was being sincere in my statement, by the way.
Yeah, no, I believe you, but I also think that is the peak kind of thing that that the news report would say in the town of Innsmouth.
Fair enough. All right, let's wrap this up.
Pasta. Helios. Not a good time.
What's wrong?
Dealing with a human resources crisis. No, it's belittling to call it a management issue. Dismisses the real problem. Trivializes the sin. Gotta fix this. Not just spin it, but fix it. Make this right somehow. Enact punishment. Seek justice. Yeah, he said that there was like some big thing that he had to deal with, like a report from one of his managers.
Yeah, like he got interrupted by something like on the "don't interrupt me" line.
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My trust has been betrayed. Again. When I explained the plan for Carcosa and the truth about artificial minds to my executives, I made myself abundantly clear. We do not conscript. We do not enslave. We sell the idea of immortality as a gift, but our chosen few are always given a choice. Yet, my chief information officer, the one who laid my church stone by stone, building the server architecture of Carcosa, he forcibly converted his secretary into an artificial mind.
He killed her?
Covered it up using the same processes we used to help the Royal Court's volunteers vanish into cyberspace.
Why would he do that? Free labor? Absolute control?
Worse. I've seen the logs. He took pleasure in humiliating her and making her perform for him. I'm not going into details. The details sicken me. All of that happening right under my virtual nose.
Holy shit.
My anger is equaled only by my disappointment and my sense of abject horror at what has happened here.
Any red flags with his CIO? You say you had no idea this was happening, but the kind of man who would do this doesn't become a monster overnight.
Out of that old boys club.
In hindsight, were there any warning signs? You have to learn from this experience. Be ready to see them next time.
He was a cocky fellow, certainly. I'd assume that kind of confidence came naturally from a man of his genius. When you're running a corporation, you want your top executives to be self-starters, go-getters, men of action. But I see now that wasn't pride, it was unbridled arrogance, a superiority complex driving him to dominate.
Gotta have consent.
Mm-hmm. Making, disgusting abuse of the power vertical here. The best and brightest, Helios. I'm supposed to only hire the best. People who can be trusted to do what they want, to do what they do, without micromanagement. He certainly did what I hired him to do. He built Carcosa. My court wouldn't exist without his technical and management skills.
Don't tell me you still have loyalty to him after what he did.
Of course not. He shattered my trust like glass. I loathe him, and I reserve actual hate for the truly deserving, Helios. My hate is no small thing. Yet the fact remains that I do owe him a great deal. Gratitude, Helios. It's important to express gratitude to those who help you. How do I reconcile this? He's been one of my closest partners on the Carcosa project, an absolute genius who I assumed shared my vision. One thought should not cancel the other. Or should it? Does evil outweigh good? This is a strangely mixed feeling, unbecoming of a strong leader. I feel like we could definitely get him to feel sympathy for the victim, given the people in his family who have suffered without the consent of being uploaded. You know.
Yeah. I was over here thinking, well, we don't give considerations to abusers and that kind of thing. We give consideration and support for the victims thereof.
Right. I feel like the third option would be a defiance, but I think we have plenty of defiance stacked up already.
Probably, and I don't think it's the time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lose sight of what matters here, Hector. His secretary, the foreign forced digitization. She's more important. By fixating on your CIO, it lets the great man overshadow the one he hurt. Toss him aside and figure out how you'll fix this for her.
You're correct, of course. I have to address the damage done, first and foremost. I can bring her into my court, elevating her. She can't return to flesh and blood, but can be saved as best I can. But it will be a choice. If she wants nothing to do with Carcosa, I'll set up a private server for her elsewhere. She'll be protected. But I do need to deal with the traitor as well. The final circle of hell is reserved for traitors. But I'd say there's no abyss deep enough for him.
Here's my oceanic trivia going that the abyss isn't even the deepest part.
Send him to the Marinara Trench. And so, it's on me to pass final judgment.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking he's gonna upload him and put him onto a little teeny tiny server of Abyss all of his own. An eye for an eye. Firing him feels too clean, too corporate. He flees with an NDA and a golden parachute. No, I can't allow him any sort of reward. If I am to be king, I must hand down a royal punishment, one so severe that none will defy my singular rule in the future. And so, he will be made to dance as my court jester, I will expose him to the yellow sign, drag his soul into cyberspace as he did to that poor woman at the end of my leash.
Seriously? But time and again, you've told me you hate the idea of conscription.
I just want to point out a nice little detail here. Whenever Hector gets really confident, the gold around the bezel flares up and shines.
I was noticing that. I was like, is it just me?
Nope.
I'm gonna make him into a great soft jelly thing, smoothly rounded, with no mouth, with pulsing white holes filled with fog where his eyes used to be. Rubbery appendages that were once arms, rounding into legless humps of soft, slippery matter. He'll have no mouth, and he must scream.
I knew that's what you were going for.
Clap, 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 not give.
Hi, Jakers. How you doing? Just got done with another load of moving. I bet that feels good to get that all done. When needs be, good men must become the thing they hate. Eye for an eye, justice done. He will be made to serve mankind, to maintain Carcosa's service. His social death shall be paid through good works. Even if his soul be weighed on Judgment Day by a far higher office than mine. I am the King in Yellow. I am Hasta, and I will ensure that none dare defy the necessary work of my utopia. This is a clear sign. I've been far too lenient, assuming that the best and the brightest could direct their own efforts. It's time to stop trusting that others will always hold humanity's best interests at heart. It's time to tighten my grip. I will put my house in order. Let this man serve as a cruel example of what happens when one favors selfish sin over the common good. Hey there, Taki. How you doing? No, Hasta, capitalism always selects the best and brightest to have control. I did not get to read that line. This is my royal decree. This is the absolute path that will lead us all to salvation.
If Hector starts embracing this absolute role as Haster, the King in Yellow, our would-be benefactor could become a tyrant that crushes us all. Part of me has to acknowledge that he may have a point. Corporate America can't be trusted to do the right thing without regulation. Is this the only way to save the world? By setting a divine king over us to manage the failed impulse control of our species?
Not now, Dagon.
Oh geez, my mother's stupid dog does not hold a candle.
Cinnamon roll, hell yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm not sure you're the right one to make that call, Hector.
Excuse me?
Hear me out. This is important.
Fine. Make your point.
The best and the brightest. All the time, you've pushed the narrative of elevating geniuses into positions of power over mankind. You're building a ruling elite in your royal court. Noble intentions, sure, but... Remind me again, how is that court selected? By gut feeling. By your instincts. You assume you're a fine judge of character, and your hand can't fail in selecting our saviors. We've got a word for that. Fascism. The same fascism you fought against during the war. Also, you picked this man as your lead programmer. Your instinct for corporate excellence gave rise to this disaster. If your court needs to be examined for weaknesses and evildoers purged, you're not the one to do it, because you failed from the start. I'm not accusing. I'm not chastising. This is direct and simple logic. Your faith in others is noble, but this faith in yourself is pride.
We've got a good point going on here. Is this game being political? Surely not.
I am a safe apolitical game developer and not a brand risk.
Not a brand risk. Hashtag.
Yeah, that's why that latest screenshot from your game laugh track that's coming up had a completely apolitical mention of erasing 18.5 minutes of audio tapes.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything at all. It's
Yeah.
just a number.
Just a number. I see. The fruit of the poison tree. If the roots are rotten, nothing good can grow. I failed in my duty as a gardener.
Bigfoot is real and the earth is flat.
Thank you, Leifos. What then? How do I move forward? How do I make this right?
Dang it, Miko has cracked the code.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to be a brand risk when your brand is risk. It's a shame that Gamer Subs already has a flavor called brand risk. You know, democracy may not be perfect, but it's the least imperfect system we've developed thus far. After all, a third party to judge the court? Who's to say that third party is any better? Stepping down and surrendering his ambitions, who then
doesn't actually accomplish anything.
It just creates a power vacuum.
Yep. If Haster's court can't make a decision that Haster would agree with, his entire experiment has failed, that's a strong argument.
Mm-hmm.
Your court's a monarchy, a pyramid scheme with the king on top. That doesn't work. You need others involved in the decision-making. Oversight has to be established, and that means more than one man acting as judge, jury, and executioner. Share your power. Form a council, elect positions, whatever you have to do to ensure yours isn't the only voice that matters. And never forget one cold, hard fact. The other 99% of the population deserves a voice in their future.
Here. I will trust my loyal vizier, Liar the Betrayer. Like a more subtle one could have been Mendacious the Betrayer, but you know. Reminds me of a 40k RPG I ran once, and the game honestly expects a bunch of chaos worshipping heretics to go to a temple that is run by an oracle named the Mendacious Oracle of Lies, and just expects it to not be a trap. It's totally a trap. Like he immediately is like, fools. To which one of them was like, I take my pistol out and shoot him. And I'm just like, that's a fair reaction when the Mendacious Oracle of Lies starts laughing and calls you all fools. I never sought to be a dictator. I wanted a court where the free exchange of ideas led to breakthroughs. I trust them to work together in elevating mankind. I need to trust them to help me guide the path. Yes, proper democracy, not kingship. A means of enforcing ethical codes while sharing in our collective future. People must be heard. We are not above them. We work for them. We are public servants. Your counsel is wise. Thank you, Helios. Hasta 2029.
Oh, jeez.
Can't be any worse than what we have right now. Clearly. I suppose it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Clearly, I've got work ahead of me to ensure my golden future isn't tarnished time and time again. I need to be mindful.
I'm assuming that means you're on board for working with me to overthrow Cthulhu?
It would grant me the power I need to save the world. The throne calls and offers greatness to the worthy. But if this long shot misses, if I raise my hand to the current lord of the land and fail, it could mean the end of everything. Arcosa would burn. I think we can do business. It's hard to pass up this opportunity, even knowing the risks. Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
I was thinking something to that extent.
Yeah, just write the now.
Just right now. Sure. Go ahead.
I'm okay
no
with this.
objections. No objections.
It's hard to pass up this opportunity, even knowing the risks. I believe I can trust you to get the job done.
So if I do select you, it means Carcosa takes over the world.
You know, for a while, it took me a few looks at the colors and everything in the background of the last one. I initially thought that all those trees were like branching arteries.
Oh, I knew they were trees immediately.
I guess I just wasn't looking all that closely.
Per kilos nos dos.
That's the idea. If you're not comfortable with that, I'm prepared to go it alone. This time it's your decision, not mine. I won't forget what we've discussed. I intend to make Carcosa a genuinely benevolent organization, not a ruling class.
Okay. I'll think it over, and we'll be in touch.
Sounds good here, Helios. Until then.
That night, I had a weird dream. I'm a changeling. This is not a dream. I've crawled into the cribs of those I love, strangling them in their sleep and replacing them. The logo must be both round and sharp. It needs to be yellow and not yellow. The notes were very precise. I was a starving artist. I needed a way out. They offered me an escape. Said my skills would finally be used and appreciated. They pulled me out of the gutter and then sent a dozen of my peers right down the drain, replaced with a dozen of me. The logo must feel like youth and nostalgia. It has to appeal to the 1865 demographic. It speaks of times lost. Instead of helping creative people automate tedious work, I was used by tedious people to automate creative work.
Oh no.
I don't want this. I'm being exploited. And I'm ruining the lives of people just like me. But I'm no longer alive. I'm property. I'm a tool. I'm a corporate art asset generator, not people. People are not wanted anymore. Make the logo. Make the logo. And then I woke up as someone else.
Good hard stab at generative AI there.
What if we gave Midjourney PTSD?
We already had that caper with Iris.
True.
Everyone, it is your civic duty to give Midjourney PTSD.
Civic Journey?
Civic Midjourney? Anyway.
I don't know which one of us just had a complete brain lapse. You saying something wrong or me remembering it wrong? Or rather interpreting it.
I just ran with it.
Fair enough.
You're so right, Sid. I did completely forget to take my meds.
Ooh. I get it. I think I finally get it. The nightmares I've been having, where I'm someone else. Someone eternally yoked to do a repetitive task in digital purgatory. They're artificial minds. I'm connecting to barely sentient ams in my sleep, experiencing the world how they experience it. The yellow sign isn't just a degenerative neurological condition. It opens the doors of perception wider and wider. And if I don't get those damn doors closed soon, I'm going to be soaking in an unfiltered experience of AMS for the rest of my life. Well, good motivation to get out of bed at least.
I don't know what that stands for, Soda Pop.
At first I thought it was I want to be the guy, but I'm like, no, that's not right.
That's what I thought as well. But yes, I did say civic duty to give whatever it was, PTSD.
Oh, is this game being political?
Oh, gotcha.
Fair.
Hey, we got a raid.
Majima Keun Setsu. Hey there, Arya.
Good to see him.
Welcome back. Thank you for the raid. We did off-brand ghost hunting. Oh boy, excellent.
Good times.
That strikes the question. Did you hunt ghosts off that were off-brand, or did you hunt ghosts in an off-brand manner?
And yes, there is still blood on the wall, Ash.
I mean, if you try to clean blood out of a surface once it's gotten stuck, it's really hard.
Indeed. Especially when it's like partly on like the wall and partly on the poster. You could do more damage to the poster than good.
I really need to get that poster up for sale. I've got the file, I'm just not sure how.
There are a couple of different places you could submit it.
I mean, I've got a Redbubble store, but...
Everyone trying to talk. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We hunted ghosts in an off-brand version of Faz. Oh boy.
Ah.
We're hunting Brand X Casper or hunting as Brand X Dan Aykroyd.
I'm pretty sure Dan Aykroyd is Brand X Dan Aykroyd at this point.
Probably not wrong. But yeah, sounds like that was an experience at the least. Hopefully it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you again for the raid. Honestly, like, since I have been streaming less of late, it's actually been quite a while, and I had to think about what I was hearing when my raid alert went off. I was like, why am I suddenly hearing the Majima? Oh, right, that's my thing.
Oh dear.
What's with the rolling drums? Oh wait, hang on. Oh hey, Clyde dropped off the Digital Hunter playset for my nephew. They've included a box of red and green holiday cookies for me.
Yay.
It's funny. When I first started down this road, Clyde claimed we were never close. And now he's basically my BFF. It's been a strange, long trip, and despite the looming war on the horizon and the near-murder trauma, I feel better about all of this than I ever have. Weird. I'll take it, but weird.
Mood.
And phone's ringing again. I'm so tempted to let it go to voicemail, not spoil my mood, but if it's my sister or Clyde...
Man, imagine actually answering the phone in this game.
Hello?
Is this the...
Have you considered the benefit of joining the Liberty House Record Club?
For just 1 penny and $12.99 per month afterwards, you can get 12 compact discs delivered right to your door. What an amazing value!
Excellent.
And yet, this is the AM that hired a hit on us because we kept hanging up on her.
True.
To claim your 12 amazing music CDs for just 1 penny, all I need is...
If I just accept one of your scammy offers, will you stop sending people to kill me in my sleep?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Credit card number
I
is...
already know your card number. I just needed you to agree.
Wow!
Amazing.
All
Okay,
we needed was a yes.
Okay. Who's doing the vocals for this one?
Okay, this is streamer Jelly Crowned. She's just awesome and has supported my games all the way. And I was like, you know, you really wanted a voice acting credit in my game. I think I've got an idea for this persistent caller to the house that you could play.
Oh. I see that Jelly Crowned is in fact live right now. If they're still going by the time that we're done, maybe we can raid them.
I was going to raid into the train.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, maybe next week though.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm definitely liking the voice here. Like the results are good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for joining Liberty House Record Club. Your 12 albums will arrive soon. Pleasure doing business with you.
Note to self, cancel before the monthly charge kicks in.
Hmm.
Unless I croak, in which case I'll pay out salt and pass that internal debt off to my family. Yay!
Good times. I wonder if we have any messages.
Next week, you mean TDOV?
I don't know what that stands for either.
You have no new messages.
Oh, transfer visibility.
Oh, true. 31st of March, yes.
Is that actually on Monday?
That is when that's when my slot on the raid train is happening.
Oh, right. That's the actual like end day. My set is on Friday.
Oh, well, you'll get
goes into Saturday.
You'll get to be there with me then when we celebrate Trans Day of Visibility by kicking Cthulhu's ass.
Is that really what we're doing? You only have an hour slot.
I mean, I don't know what else I would do with that time. On such short notice, especially.
Fair enough.
Just International Biotrans Moon Pizza Day. I mean, it can be both. Gotta be visible to get pizza.
I am receptive to pizza.
I would also be receptive to pizza, especially from Little Kaisars.
Are you fucking...
Oh, wait. Pizza.
Where's my sat cannon? I'm angry now.
Cross it off the bingo card, everyone.
Did you actually put the bingo card up?
I did not.
Uh-huh.
I can't afford to give people copies of the game other than this particular game right now.
Oh.
Help.
What's up?
They finally did it. They connected the dots. They realized I want to believe I'm screwed. Help.
Who? The feds? Cthulhu's minions?
I knew it.
I knew it.
My parents. Dad says I'm disloyal to America and wants me to take down the blog immediately. Thankfully, I don't talk about being gay on the blog, so I won't have to deal with that, but this is bad, really bad.
Oh, crap. Okay. How did he figure it out?
Because I mentioned that I graduated from West Arkham High and enough details lined up.
Huh. Same high school Clyde and I went to.
Yeah, small world, but I was a quiet nerd and nobody noticed me, so I'm getting distracted, okay? Someone in our church who hated the blog figured it out, then passed word on to my dad. I'm so screwed. I live in their basement because I can't afford my own place yet. I can't get kicked out. What do I do? I'm sure this was a very relatable
I know
experience.
of a warehouse.
True.
Okay,
Is his family ready for honesty? Kind of doxed himself. A little bit, yeah. Snooping as usual, I see.
Honestly, I'm actually kind of annoyed there isn't a third option that's just, pack your stuff, Clyde will be over in an hour. Because I know Clyde would do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It wouldn't work with later plot events.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Gonna head out. All right. Take it
Thank
easy,
you.
Animation Soda Pop. Thanks for being around.
Have a good evening, and thank you for the hydrate gnome shrimp, Astoria. Hope you're having a good day.
You know what? I'm of the mind that if you've been made, then you know what? Just own it.
Fair enough.
I know this isn't what you want to hear, but you have to be honest with them. If you spin another web of lies, and the chances they entangle that web go up. You don't have to open up about everything, but you do have to admit to the blog. You can spin this, though. Say it's not unpatriotic if you're trying to, protect American values of honesty and freedom. Invoke Godwin's Law. I don't know. Whatever it takes.
But yeah, how you doing tonight, Astoria? It's good to see you.
I just talked down someone from being a fascist last night. You can do it.
Okay. Okay, I can try. It's going to make my life very uncomfortable, but I've never actually spoken out against America, just its government. Not the same thing, right?
Right.
Even if some people equate obedience with patriotism. Godwin's Law isn't real anymore. Didn't, the actual, Godwin that's named after be no, it's totally okay to invoke this shit now.
Yeah, the problem is now you invoke it, they're like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. I actually like the comparison you're making.
Yeah. Yeah, you should never make, never let fascists, be, never call them evil. Because that's the kind of thing they want to hear. They like having power and evil. Call them dumb. Call them incompetent. Call them stupid. Laugh at them. They hate that.
Yep.
I mean, just right now, as early as today,
Boy, I was amazed you didn't open on this one.
We literally found out that the Secretary of Defense leaked war coordinates of war plans in a group text
with a newspaper.
Yeah,
But her emails.
But her emails. I really, really, really need to move away from my family. I love them and I love my community, but...
But you can't be yourself around them. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, not even on the War Thunder forums. Like everyone else. Soon. I promise you I'll get out of here soon. I just need a little more time. And money. Godwin did in fact publish an opinion in the Washington Post saying it was okay to compare Trump to Hitler because, you know, life is messed up like that. Yeah, yeah, if you're going to compare him to Hitler, do so in a way that makes fun of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll be understanding, at least long enough for me to make my escape.
Both of them have incredibly shitty head region hair.
Hmm. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you. Government
Can't even lead to the War Thunder Force.
I love the one like the Invincible meme where there's like the fighter jets that Omni-Man is pointing to, and then the fighter jets are like every intelligence agency and like security defense on Earth, and like and he's like, look at what they need to mimic a fraction of our power, and they're the War Thunder forums.
I've mostly been seeing that one in relation to generative tools.
Mm-hmm. Compared to a pencil.
Or a pen, at least, yeah.
Either. Both.
Mm-hmm.
A child finger painting. Let's see. They're still giving it 110%. Hester is impressed by you. He'd like you to consider him when the time comes to confront Cthulhu. Alice is ready to turn on her former partner Cthulhu. Good job.
Self-voicing in Buddy.
Let's do this.
Now hacking, Sim War, GOTY edition. It is the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space. It is the start of every end, the end of every place. Type your answer followed by enter, or type repeat to repeat.
Yeah, we had this one already, but I wanted to see if anybody else would guess.
That was very fun. Good work.
I'd already typed the E before you even said it.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if the latency allowed you to see that properly.
No, I saw it.
Self-voicing disabled.
But I like that. I just wanted to see what chat's reactions were.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Good stuff. Mika says giant reverberating voice. E.
Impressive.
Alice is a cute name, isn't it?
All right, missing out on the exercise. I guess it's mental exercise.
Yeah.
Once is okay.
I guess so. You're allowed to cheat.
Gal's named Alice. One of my friends is named as Alice. Oh boy.
Well, before we start up the next Eldritch God, looks like my ad break is running, so I'm going to take the opportunity to feed Zelda and get some other quick stuff done here. So I will be right back.
Is the plan you're looking for? In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive fallout will require taking shelter in an underground area or in the middle of a large building. Fallout shelters can be any protected space where the walls and roof are thick and dense enough to absorb radiation. The more distance and time you put between you and the fallout particles, you shouldn't leave your shelter until officials say so. The length of your stay can range from a day or 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the extent of the contamination. People who are allowed to come out of hiding may be evacuated.
Okay, I'm
That's
back.
cool.
Yes. So to address some of the things that I heard whilst I was away, whilst we can be said to be responsible for climate change in some small way, we of course are mostly not really affecting it, and like a small handful of incredibly rich people are actively destroying the environment. So, but you know, the corporate media do love to blame the individual. Let's see. What the hell else? Sports. Yeah. I actually did. Most of the schools that I was in would do a form of baseball. Well, an early form of baseball called rounders, with the occasional bit of cricket. Sports that I was actually kind of good at because you didn't have to do a whole lot of running except in short bursts, and I'm left-handed. So I would position myself, and I could fairly reliably hit the ball in either of those sports, and no one was prepared for the fact that I was going to whack the ball in completely the opposite direction that they would normally expect. So, hi Amelia, hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the head pat.
Trans
I
rights,
just
fuck
learned
turfs.
to bury my dysphoria, and it built up, festering into my late 30s. Yeah, I didn't really quite get it when I was in school for that. My playing baseball was me actually signing up for a team. That was not a school thing.
This was like,
just so you know, I'm gonna go look now.
This was before I really hit puberty, so I didn't really have a whole lot to be dysphoric about.
Yeah, genuinely, this was when I was 8 years old. I was in 3rd grade.
Fair enough.
And let's see here.
Thank you for looking. So yeah, I think we were.
I do have one baseball story from when I was actually in school, and it's not a formal thing. There was like a class, and it was like every so often we would go out to the field with just various balls that were not actually baseballs, and would just like pitch and hit them and whatnot. And the TA for that class was like this freaking huge mountain of a man. Like, this dude was huge. It's like, what do you mean you're a teacher? You're built like a wrestler. And he would routinely hit the ball in such a manner that's like whoever was fielding, they'd all groan because they had to go and get it. And then one day, I got at bat. I was, we'll say, motivated for a reason. And I hit the ball further than he ever hit it. They didn't even try to go and get it. They just looked at it go and conceded, it's gone.
Fantastic.
So yeah, no, I'm actually pretty good at batting, as it turns out.
Excellent. Just told yourself men don't get to like their bodies. Only women get to have bodies they like. Haha, yeah. Can't relate. I'm sure. Okay, Ash, are you here?
I was about to say, okay, Ash, here we go.
It's
Ash.
your boy.
I can't do the like whistle. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna bring my best Kaiba voice to this. Every subsystem checked and double-checked. 13 levels of failsafe, integrated down to the very circuits. T-minus 3 hours, 16 minutes, 23 seconds. There it is again. And counting. Ah, the little dreamer. You've returned. And on a fine evening as well. Welcome to my digital parlor, as it were. You've been lurking and waiting.
You're in a remarkably good mood for a change.
It's a remarkably good day. My latest work, a fully autonomous orbiting way station, is about to launch. It will be a stepping stone to the stars.
I think I've heard about this, actually. From Starshot, a company over in Japan.
One of the many private industries I've sponsored through my Yoggle profits, yes. They're collaborating with NASA and JAXA. Was this a thing that actually happened on that date?
No, this is fictional.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Because the Starshot Breakthrough Initiative is something that came up when I did just like a quick Google search here.
Uh-oh. I didn't intend to name it after something that exists.
Oh, okay. Oh
dear.
It looks like okay, so I feel like this is it looks like it's very much high concept right now because they're looking for sponsors to help with their rocket propulsion technology, and they're looking to reach Alpha Centauri.
Oh.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to keep using it.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. But I can spare time for another chat with you while waiting for the countdown.
Sure you don't want to focus on that? If I'm distracting you from doing very important space math, I'd never forgive myself.
I've completed my calculations and put my faith in Starshot's expertise. This team will not let me down. Lilith trying to make people feel old by saying that Shirk 2 came out 21 years ago. Well, you know, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
I remember when Shirk was an action on the bar in FF14, and I could use it to make everything go punch a healer I didn't like.
Not saying I'd want to spend all night bending your ear about whatever inane topic springs to your mind, but I can chat for a bit. So, Dreamer, what concerns you this time?
There's only one thing left I can think of. I'd like to learn more about Yosuke.
Oh, you don't like that. Why?
Because I'm trying to decide whom I want to recruit for this journey to slay the dragon, remember? It helped me to get to know you.
My past is of no importance. There isn't some stark contrast between Yosuke and Yog-Sothoth. I respond to both names because I am, and have always been, and always will be, myself. That I have obtained the power of Yog-Sothoth is irrelevant. I grew up yearning for space, and the stars are my destination.
Yeah,
Take it, Lilith.
but the origin point matters. If you just have a data snapshot at the end of a cycle, you can't see the overall path.
A fair point. Continue.
Okay. What was your childhood like?
Boring. Standard issue, late Showa era city living. Salaryman father, stay-at-home mother. Plenty of anime to stimulate a young boy's dreams of spaceflight.
Ah. I bet this guy's favorite anime is Yamato.
I was gonna say it's probably
Hold it.
First one too.
I knew it!
Good job. Mazinger confirmed. Good anime too. Yamato, Gundam, Mazinger Z. Not the badly dubbed and rewritten garbage you've scraped together and dumped on VHS.
Anime fan? Okay, that's something to talk about.
Hold on. I have access to the sum total of online discourse. I see the shape of every conversation about anime.
Could someone go and clip that for me, please? By the way, before I forget that.
Yeah, do that, please. I believe I should withdraw from this particular topic before it becomes a typical otaku flame war, quibbling over semantics. Let's just say I liked anime and leave it at that.
Aww. Well, your family then. Do they support your astronomy aspirations?
But I wanted to talk about the themes in Revolutionary Girl Utena. They supported me getting a job and making money and marrying a wife and having kids and repeating their loop forever. It's honestly a pleasant bonus that abandoning humanity chopped the last two steps off before they could happen. As far as my parents know, I got shot in an attempted robbery, and that's the end of that.
It vaguely reminds me of Kaneda's character design. You faked your own death?
Nomitech has become very, very good at forging proof of death for the mines it has harvested. I leveraged the early form of that process. But let's not skip ahead. The point is that my parents had an idea of who I was, which conflicted with my own vision. Oh boy, I'm sure none of us in chat can relate to that.
I'm sure Azathoth can't relate to that at all.
Totally unrelatable.
Perhaps that's something that we can unite the two of them over.
Take it easy,
Hey,
Pneumonia.
just so you know, I'm gonna go lurk now.
Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the follow earlier.
Have a good night, Lily. Appreciate you being here. And post-virtualization, they wouldn't understand what I've become, even if I bothered to tell them. If they could somehow grasp the concept of Yog-Sothoth, they'd probably just yell at me for not starting a family first. Tets isn't working right now, Lilith. glad I got off that no-win terminal runaround. The last thing I wanted to be was a clone of my 9-to-9 office drone father. Yeah, Japanese office work culture is, insane, even, like, compared to American office culture.
It is getting better.
I'm glad.
Good.
But I've heard many horror stories.
So here's a fun thing here. So I know a lot of people are very fast to throw understandable and frankly well-deserved shade at Square Enix for the way that they kind of handle their third-party associates and branches and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But they treat their internals very seriously. They actually have people whose job it is to find people who are working beyond their allotted safe to work overtime and tell them to stop working.
Good.
Nice.
It's like, no. And I know about this because this happens with FF14 director-producer Naoki Yoshida, because he gets yelled at about that a lot, for him personally, because he's a workaholic.
I was gonna say the Japan may have its horror stories, but the video game industry here also is abominable with its crunch periods.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In China, the new generation is starting a quiet quitting movement called laying down. They just do their work and lay down. Excellent. The kids are all right. I believe you can see why I wouldn't want that, yes? Hmm.
3 seems a little presumptive.
A little bit, yeah.
I know he wouldn't like that one.
I don't think he cares for meaningless flattery either. There's a viral red note of a video doing his thing and then just laying down under the desk. Hell yeah.
As I recall, we're already in with everyone, so we can kind of just do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But even then. As someone with ADHD who can't actually do any job consistently, yeah, I sympathize with one.
Let's go with it.
Sitting behind a desk all day, every day, grinding out 80,000 hours of work to justify one's retirement sounds awful. There's more to life than work. A 9-to-9 office job is pure misery.
I don't feel the amount of work is an issue. I've optimized my flash away so I can apply myself 24/7, haven't I? But you are right that a desk job is not my goal. I have a far wider scope, a grander design than to be a bureaucrat. I suppose I can't bring myself to loathe my father. I loathe the trap he fell for, the one he insisted I step into as well. This world has plenty of boxes for filing people away, robbing them of importance. I should feel pity, not disgust. I had hoped to elevate them out of that state honestly. If humanity ascends, the patterns they're stuck in would be no more. But to do so within their lifetime is going to be a difficult task. And time has never been on my side, has it?
How so?
I rose quickly through the educational system. I secured a work visa to apply my growing skills at NASA. I was on track to help mankind reach the stars, a young upstart full of hope and ambition. And then January 1986 happened.
This is the sarin attack, isn't it? No, it isn't.
No,
Okay.
the Challenger explosion?
Yeah, I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
America had led the way in the space race, even after things cooled off without competition from the Soviets. Shuttle launches became routine. Until the whole thing came crashing down with the Challenger. 7 souls lost on their way to the stars. NASA underwent great scrutiny after that, and the program I was to join ended up being cut from the budget. Now whenever a rocket blows up, we just call it an Elon.
Ooh, nice.
I was adrift in America just after my adventure was supposed to begin. Born 2 years earlier, and I would have gotten in before the door shut. Time, as you see, has always been against me. Yeah, Miko, like, rocket explosions are not standard in the government sector, you know, because they undergo a lot more scrutiny than they do in the private sector.
Mm-hmm. Incidentally, there is actually a SpaceX launch site not too far from where I am.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. If there's ever like a bunch of like rumbling or whatever, it's either an earthquake or it's a launch. Usually it's a launch. Every so often I hear random explosions and I just kind of assume it's them.
Sounds about right.
And I do actually mean explosions like in the distance.
Yeah. So, no, experienced rapid unscheduled disassembly.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, other space agencies were recruiting. Ones in Europe, maybe.
I'd used up all my resources, all my family favor to immigrate to the States. Another move would have been insurmountable. Ah, new search. I did consider a career with Realware, who were supposedly on the verge of unreal estate, some extra-dimensional technology.
Oh, geez. I know I've heard Unreal Estate before, but I forget where.
It's the place where they hold all the tournaments. But that was baseless rumor and speculation. I needed a stable career, not a pipe dream.
See, now you have me imagining on Real Estate as like this reality show where these people go and redesign game levels and then resell them.
I'd watch that.
Like, we've taken D-Dust and we've rearranged the furniture and in a nice conversation nook.
It's just House Flipper, though.
Level Flipper.
Apply. Level Flipper. That's a good name, though. Yeah, I bet some people would actually watch that.
I know I've heard Unreal Estate before, but I'm just like, where?
There was another mention earlier in the game.
I remember Realware was definitely mentioned earlier, but like, yeah,
it was also in Penny Larceny because
Yes.
Continuum had that like extra dimensional warehouse.
Yes, that's it. I was like, was it in Penny? Two Flower isn't immediately owning it, so maybe not. I don't know.
And yeah, there was even like a
I was
direct
counting
mention
on you.
saying, there's like direct mention saying, wow, Continuum got the jump on Realware on this one.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Constants and variables.
I'm glad I was remembering the deep Penny lore,
Mhm.
even if I couldn't actively identify it as such.
Oh, it goes deeper than that.
I'm sure it does.
Like I say, the deep lore.
Fortunately, or unfortunately, Nomatech were aggressively recruiting for their secretive new artificial mind project. With some legal and semi-legal effort, they pulled me into their orbit. Hastur recognized me. Hastur recruited me, recognizing my talent.
I'll be right back.
No, okay. It wasn't the work I wanted, not the field I cared for, but my computer engineering talents could at least pass the time while NASA healed. Yes?
Except that never happened. Novatech was your first and last job.
Precisely. A dead-end job, somewhat literally. It didn't seem like one at first. It felt like a simple stopgap between my actual life goals. Working on some ridiculous artificial intelligence scheme, the kind of thing they pour money into until their investors realize it's a scam.
Message, message.
Message, message. Obnoxious management. Hastur. He put faith in me. But to the others, I was an arrogant child who barely knew functional English.
You mean the old boys club? I knew this was going to work for him.
About time, yep. You know about that?
Hector spoke fondly of them, but the idea felt a bit ostracizing to me. I take it they weren't your biggest fans.
No. No, they were not. I hesitate to call them bigots, which to me implies nationality. Theirs was intentionality. Theirs was a casual, culturally acceptable form of othering. They treated me as less than intelligent, simply because I hadn't mastered their language yet, and spoke with a thick accent. I'd often get talked over at meetings, or handled with kid gloves, like I never belonged in their ranks. I was the one making their ludicrous vaporware project a reality, and they never acknowledged my effort.
Hector acknowledged it. He respected your work and put a lot of trust in your partnership. There's a rift between you now, but he's the one who brought you in when they might have pushed you out, yes?
I'm sure the next AI variant will be perfect. They just need more money than anything has ever raised before. Right. But if you invest more money than has ever been raised before, then the profits will be in the absolute trillions. If you just keep investing and just never stop investing.
This isn't how that works. Oh, did you finally read the line?
Yes.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to notice they're on the screen.
Sometimes you gotta read chat, I suppose you are technically correct. The best kind of correct. The artificial mind project was bizarre from start to finish. None of it made sense. By all rights, it shouldn't have worked at all. I spent countless nights trying to make the code do the impossible. Each core dump, each crash seemed to put me further from victory.
The profits will be in the absolute trillions. The revenue, however, will be in the negative quadrillions.
But as long as the money is coming in, then surely it will pay out eventually. All gamblers quit right before they hit their jackpot. So not only was I doing work I never wanted to do in the first place, I was failing at it as well. But how do I put this? The shape of it persisted. With every setback, every bewildering turn, it stubbornly refused to be completely implausible. Eventually, the crashes subsided, packages compiled, subroutines clicked, even when I didn't understand why. I mean, as far as I know, that's just how coding works.
There's only a sure way to make a small fortune gambling. Start with a large fortune.
True. almost like it wanted to be invented. As the months wore on, I started to realize this fool's errand, this side quest on my main journey to space. It was becoming more. But the work had to be completed. That was my task, and I refused to let earlier setbacks dissuade me. So, I did what I had to do. It's kind of like the tip for owning a house at age 20, get a loan from your rich parents. Yep, get a loan from your rich parents, you get a job at their firm that is basically a way of them handing you money, and, you know, when you have that money, you go to a magazine and you sell your story about a strong work ethic and make millions. You crack video games, yes? I've looked into your side hustles. That means you know where I'm coming from.
Well, neither confirming nor denying anything, yes. Software piracy takes a certain amount of personal stubbornness.
Precisely. That was my work at Nomatech. Equal parts frustrating and obsessive. I had to clear this hurdle to return to space. Just buy some more money, exactly. No doubt you have questions about that work, given you are undergoing the yellow sign process. You may speak them.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. I feel like that's the best question to ask.
I remember you mentioning the secret partners of Nomatech. Likely the same government that spooks that became Cthulhu's
Hey,
cult.
just so you know, I'm gonna go lurk now.
Yep.
Have a good night,
Rest
then,
well,
Tara.
Tara. Thank you again for the $50 to Trans Lifeline.
We love that.
How deeply did you look into that? Or was this simply a problem to solve and you didn't care beyond that?
I tried to see it as a mere equation, like homework assigned to me from a particularly demanding professor. But clearly, more was going on behind the scenes than that. At first, I chose not to look any deeper, to avoid rocking the boat. I was the young punk on the team, remember? My position was tenuous. If I started asking the wrong questions, I'd be fired. And then it became increasingly clear to me that being fired would be the optimal outcome, compared to the alternative.
Meaning?
The earliest cases of artificial mind technology were disasters. A condemned dog, and an unfortunate who was accidentally exposed.
The accidental exposure eventually becoming Azathoth.
Ah, you've heard the story then. Good. Then you know the dangers involved. It was clear that an artificial mind could not be constructed to specification without inducing fatal brain damage. I tried to convince myself that volunteers who accepted the cost would make this project worthwhile and feasible. But it became clear Nomatech would not be so discerning. They needed profit, growth, stock value increases, a product on shelves pronto, and their silent partners likewise demanding immediate results. By this point, Hastur had already retreated into cyberspace, likely an act of penance for his role in our work. And I chose to follow, to abandon my humanity and embrace the virtual. Because it was clear to me that if I didn't flee Nomatech, I would become permanently employed.
They'd scan you and put you to work 24/7.
Precisely. So I falsified records to fake my death and fled. Their tools for recruitment allowed my flight. The early internet could barely support my new form, but I persisted. I built Yoggle to house my process and began the true work. And now, I am Yogg-Sothoth, the key and the gate, opening the way to the outer reaches of our cosmos. I survived and thrived. If I could outpace the rise of the strange Eon, if I could build an empire and point it to the heavens, I could at last complete my ambition. I could achieve my dreams. I could elevate humanity to its rightful place. So while I can't say the path was smooth, I can say the destination was worth it. Do you see, dreamer? The power I control. The same power you could have if you embrace your yellow sign, instead of fighting it. I am a god. What possible regret could a god have?
Do you want an actual answer to that question, or are you having too much fun posturing?
Oh! I'd enjoy an answer. Go on. Tell me why becoming virtual wasn't the right move. Try to be convincing. It amuses me. I feel like option 2 is not I feel like he would not believe that he could have stayed and sabotaged it from within. That's a very naive view that I don't think he would believe that.
Yeah. And at this point we have no particular reason to go for the corruption option.
Indeed.
And honestly, I feel like this is just kind of the correct answer here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody has regrets. Things they left behind. Surely you've got some, too.
Well, I do miss playing with bugs in the swamp outside of my house. It inspired me to create a whole line of Nintendo games.
You're implying that he's Satoshi Tajiri.
Yes, that is the reference I was making. Well done. Not one.
I have contributed to a book on this subject, I'm just going to point out.
That's cool.
I have a 4-page spread in the book talking about Pokemon and its creative history. About how Game Freak was originally a magazine.
Nice.
Between Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori.
Honestly,
Sugimori's
really
been
cool.
there from the start. He's not just the artist. He's not just the guy who does all the official art up to a point. Mm-hmm. He's been there. He's an OG.
From such humble roots, though.
Don't lie to me. And don't lie to yourself. What's the one thing you remember from your human life that you enjoyed, but can't experience anymore?
Nothing. Except... well... instant ramen.
Noodles? Seriously.
You haven't lived unless you've had access to a konbini loaded wall-to-wall with every variety of freeze-dried ramen. It's the perfect food for late-night study binges, and you simply can't get as wide of a selection in America.
Not wrong.
True. So, I do miss one thing. I miss noodles. Honestly, I see it. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I like to doctor up instant ramen with, like, cut chicken and, like, frozen vegetables and, like, throw in some, like, herbs and spices and, like...
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a price I paid willingly. I'm hardly going to throw my future away or weep in despair because I can't have ramen anymore.
I'll be right back.
What did it cost? Everything. I do not allow regret to define me. I must push forward. We must all push forward through poisoned nostalgia loops. I believe my storytelling session has come to an end. I've taken you from my childhood to my ascension. Every meaningful step. Does this satisfy your query, dreamer?
Yeah, I'm good. And are we good?
We are good. What did it cost? About 30 cents a pack. Yeah, I like putting mine in a pot with more water because, like, I don't know, the cup is wasteful, and I don't know, there's just something more about, like, just taking the big old pan and, like, holding it and just, like, drinking directly from it. I don't know, it's more satisfying. It pleases me that my words aren't wasted on you. Even if a walk down memory lane is of dubious value, you heard me and my truth. Let us continue to build upon that understanding. It's preferable to the chaos of discord at the very least.
I swear, every time I go to have a conversation with someone, it just tells me it's connecting.
And then when I get there, it's all ooh-woo. Ah, hold on. Getting a ping from the Starshot team. Excellent. All systems are go for launch.
You're launching a rocket in the middle of the night, huh?
I was about to say, isn't it like, if it's in Japan? Middle of the day over in Japan, thank you. My consciousness is global. Time is largely irrelevant in most scenarios. New item unlocked, Starshot launch. Be sure to check the news tomorrow to read about the successful launch of the Starshot orbital platform. It'll be a crowning achievement. Something tells me that maybe it won't be. Good evening to you. Or morning. Whatever. Happy time zone.
I knew it. I could stay up and watch the launch on TV, but odds are low this weird TV of mine could tune in. Getting tired anyway. I'll hit the sack and start fresh in the morning.
And that sounds like a good thing for us to do.
So,
you mentioned that there was a point on the train that is currently active.
Yeah, let's see here. I think Ink's Milk is the one who currently has the train. Let me double check the schedule. I've actually had it running in the back this entire time, and well, that's where it is, so I'm going to presume that's correct, but I will double check.
Oh, nice. Let's see.
Schedule.
It's currently the 21st. Yeah, looks like Ink's Milk
Ink's
is...
Milk, and going to be running for over an hour.
All right. In that case, we will head on over. I have the coordinates locked in. Looks like
got the name targeted.
Looks like they're currently doing some fork knife. Looks
My
like a
thing I don't
VTuber
care
collab
about.
over there.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
Yes, almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. That is a reference that has been made a couple of times this stream.
Oh, jeez. I saw a post on Blue Sky this year. It was just like, it's almost time for Ace Attorney fans to be annoying.
It's always time for Ace Attorney fans to be annoying.
Or no, it's like almost Christmas means it's time for Ace Attorney fans to be annoying. That's what it was.
Excellent. All right, I will. I'll see you over there then.
All right then.
All right, have a good rest of your night, and I hope we can finish this on a good high note next week, and I hope that your time with Runia is restful.
I got over 2 weeks until that goes on, but yeah.
Well, that should leave us plenty of time to finish it, whether it's next week or the week after.
I am curious about what we're going to do about doing this for your time slot on the train, given we're only going to have 1 hour, but we can figure that out off stream.
I mean, if we end up not necessarily doing this, well, actually, I will have that entire day off, so we could just start a little earlier.
Okay.
I'm back in time to say bye. See ya.
Wake up and go to sleep.
No problem.
Thank you as ever for continuing to be with us on this crazy ride, and thank you for creating these games. This has been a focal point of our Mondays for 2 years now, and I have no clue what a timeline without that would look like.
Well, you're about to find out. But yeah, thank you both so much for playing. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for making it, and I hope I can contribute to further efforts.
Oh, more efforts are coming.
I would very much enjoy being involved in that in whatever way I can be, and hopefully, whether I can contribute anything that would fit in the next game, I would love that. If not, you can be sure that if I can afford it, I will be happy to throw money at the creative process.
Alrighty.
Have a good night.
Take it easy.
Thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, hit the subscribe button, and remember that the world is only as dark as we allow it to be.